Good morning, good morning. So, it has come to my attention that Michelle Obama is probably a man. I'm about 80% sure on this, so I'm going to make a video on it, just talk about it, discuss it. Let's go. And I know people are going to go, but, Sam, Michelle Obama is a woman. You know, pretty soon, Sam, you're going to be saying crazy things like Caitlyn Jenner is a man. Well, guys, I'm going to show you how I came to this kind of conclusion. So, here's a video of Joan Rivers. I think it's Joan Rivers. But I think it's just interesting because Joan Rivers here, she died shortly after saying this. So I just think that's interesting.
Miss Rivers, how are you? You made a ton of news officiating the wedding in New York yesterday. Is this like a new cottage career move for you?
I am so excited.
Okay.
And I should do very well because I don't charge.
And do you think that the country will see the United States will see the first gay president or the first woman
we already
president?
have it with Obama, so let's just calm down.
Got it.
You know Michelle is a trans. We all know.
I'm sorry, she's a what?
A transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh. It's okay.
So that just started getting me thinking. So then I had to start doing my research. And then I started to do my research. And then I came across a few occasions where Barack Obama has called his wife Michael. And everybody knows you don't call your wife Michael. Like, you don't call your wife the wrong name. Like, I could understand if you're talking fast and you kind of stumble over your words, but like, you would never call your wife by a masculine name. So let's watch Obama.
Is anything scary?
You know, well, when Michelle's mad, when Michelle's mad, Michelle's mad.
Just understand what he was saying there. When my Michael is mad. When my Michael is mad. Like, Brock, what happens when your Michael's mad? So after I realized that people have said that Michelle Obama is a man and that Barack Obama has called his wife Michael, I had to look into this stuff. So let's look at some biological traits of men and women. So in men, it is extremely common, 95% of the time, that their ring finger is longer than their index finger. And you can test this for yourself if you lay your hands flat on a desk or just look at them. If you're a man, very, 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 very likely, your ring finger will be longer than your index finger. And with women, very, very, very likely, your index finger will be slightly longer than your ring finger. So this is extremely common in men and women. And if there's, I know there's going to be people that are going to say, well, I'm a woman and my ring finger is longer than my index finger, which means that your claim is wrong. But let's just continue. Just stay with me for a bit. Let's take a look of Barack and Michelle side by side. You can see in Barack, the ring finger is longer than his index. And with Michelle, it's even more prominent with Michelle. We have a very, very long ring finger opposed to her first finger. As you can see in this photo here, you can see the massive bicep muscles and very prominent shoulder muscles that Michelle has. If you look at Michelle, you can see that the wide hairstyle, the wide smile, and the tailored clothing takes the eye away from her massive muscles. Michelle can often hide her masculinity by slouching and wearing clothing that hides her shoulders. You can see that when she slouches here and how the angle of the photo, it makes her shoulders appear very feminine. In this photo here, we can see the wild hairstyle, the dangling earrings does take the eye away from her massive shoulders. Okay, here we're going to talk about women versus men in shoulder width.
On a woman's body, the shoulder width is typically equivalent of 2.5 times the width of her head. Here we have an example of a healthy woman. As you can clearly see, her shoulders are about 2.5 times the width of her head.
Very feminine shoulders.
A man's shoulders are typically the equivalent of 3 times the width of his head. In this illustration, it is easy to see that this person is in fact a man based on the width of his shoulders in relation to the width of his head. And here we have an image of an extremely athletic man whose gender is confirmed by the width of his shoulders in relation to the width of his head.
Oh, show us Michelle.
Now, if we take an objective look at Michelle, we see that the shoulder width is not compatible with the shoulders of a woman in relation to the size of the head. The dress, the pearls, the fancy hairdo, and makeup can redirect the observer's attention away from the proportions, but all the illusions cannot make the physical reality that Michelle is a man go away.
In this photo here, we can see that Michelle is obviously slouching a little bit, trying to bring her shoulders inwards to appear more feminine, as well as wearing a giant necklace to hide her massive trap muscles. Guys, look at those biceps. Like, that is not a female's biceps. Women do not have biceps like that. Look at those shoulders. That's a linebacker. Like, that's Michael. Michael's gonna get drafted for the NFL right away. Huge muscles, guys. I'm just saying. Very odd. That's very odd in women. That's a very odd women female trait. And when you have a photograph like this, which compares Michelle Obama to other women, it just becomes super obvious. Like, the masculine traits just explode out. And it's become very obvious to me why there are so many photographs of Michelle smiling. Because when Michelle relaxes her face, it becomes very obvious that she is a man. You'll notice the jawline, cheekbones, the whole shebang. That's a dude. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a dick. That's a penis. Just saying. Most women on the planet don't have one of those. Just saying.
In order to trick the eye into perceiving the illusion of wider hips, Michelle typically wears dresses that are tight above the upper waist, but then flare out at the hips. In this image, we can see why Michelle will most likely avoid a simple V-neck in the future.
Also going to point out, definitely bigger hands than Barack. That's all I'm saying. Bigger hands than Barack, wider shoulders than Barack.
A square front view reveals the broad shoulders and the neck muscles, but the super wide hairstyle creates the illusion of smaller shoulders, and the stacked up jewelry steers the eye away from those massive neck muscles.
And if all of that did not even get you even slightly thinking that Michelle is a man, where's the photos of Michelle Obama pregnant? She has kids. Can't find one photograph of her pregnant. Not one. Women love having photographs of themselves taken when they're pregnant. They love it. But Michelle Obama, not one photo. Very interesting. Not only that, you can't find any photographs of her holding her children when they're young. A lot of photographs missing.